Hi, my name's John Skippy Limkel. I'd clap hands, but... So, a while back, I told you about this. Well, the time has come for a software version of this. So, you can buy this and sounds the same. Here, check it out. This is it in software version. And here it is in hardware. Sounds the same. Same beautiful, fat, lovely. Sounds great. So it is now available. I'm being your just give you the information for those of you that own the hardware version. You can get the software version for $50. That is done. I'm videoing this like 30 minutes before the software is released. This hasn't been released yet, so it's going to be released about the time this video shows up, right? I'm going to give you a little quick tour of the interface. It's got all sorts of delicious loveliness to it. If you have the hardware version, you'll be able to update it in a software update to 1.0.4. There's an editor librarian that is a separate file for your computer. If you don't have it, make sure you go to the Korg website and get it. I'll put links in the video description for this, because once you connect the hardware to the editor on your computer, it will have an option in the menu that says get a code. And by using that code, you can get Multi-Poly, this plugin, for $50. But you have to own the hardware version, have it connected to the editor librarian, and under the menu is an option to get a code. And that's how you can get a code. It works whether you have the desktop version that they've just released or the actual full keyboard version that I showed you a second ago. Either one of the hardware versions, the plugin is $50. It's at an introductory price since it just came out. It will be available at a discounted price for a couple weeks, I believe I heard, something like that. And it sounds just like I was involved in the voicing on this, which was really, really fun. I can show you some patches if we go over here to author. Francis Preve, Bill Barton, Airwave, my friend Laurent, he's done 3 different libraries at the website for Omnisphere that are just like blow your mind out of the water techno stuff. Let's see if we go over here to this. And then down here somewhere is Jack Hotop, my brother from another mother. We've worked on Korg synthesizers since forever, and he did all sorts of cool things. And then you get to my silly patches here. We've got like Rave Monster. You'll notice you can change patches. If you play a third patch, it goes away. Okay, so it had like a buffer for the 2. All the fun patches that we did for this, they're all in here. They sound identical to the way they sound in the hardware version. Okay, nice patch from my friend Ski, Peter Schwartz. He worked on the Wave Station, Prophecy, lots of synthesizers. We have a library he released for the Korg 2600 at the Plugin Guru website. Incredible. So you have a play page, which is an overview. You notice they make a really cool deal with chaos being right here in the middle, and there's really cool things. If you turn down friction to 0 and you get this moving, it will do that. Doesn't stop. If you bring up friction, it breaks it so it will slow down. So There's all sorts of cool performances you can call up here if you want to have it do different types of. And you can use that on any patch. You just get it going and it gives you this really cool changing of the patches if it's turned on. If it's off, it's just sitting there like this. Here you get an overview of each of the possible layers that are going on. If you go deeper into it, actually, like if you click here, you can see what waveforms there are in the engine and change things. Basic controls for filter cutoff and so forth. The macro knobs are right here in the middle of the interface, the arpeggiators, stuff like that. If you hit edit, this is where you get to one patch. And as you can see, there are 4 oscillators, A, B, C, D. They are color coded. So I have to turn on the power. Then it pops up, of course, so you can turn on the oscillators. Now, the way that this works is that its engine is capable of playing 3 different forms of synthesis. It has the classic, which has all these different waveforms, including some that are outside of classic, like the detune saw, where, again, I'm playing a patch. This is something I was gonna maybe show you in a init patch so you could hear it, But before we do that, let's just cover real quick. I know there will be comments saying, why is it that Korg is releasing software versions and hardware of the same thing? And I just wanted to put it to be really clear and understand that by designing this as a digital synth and incorporating it into a physical version and then having it also be able to come out in the future when they don't have a huge room full of tons of engineers. It takes a while for them to do everything that they want to do. They're working, believe me, these guys work as fast and as hard as they can. But by doing it this way, they can make it affordable for all of us. So instead of being a $2,500 synthesizer, you have yourself a hardware version for under $1,000, and you have a software version, which is under $200. So it just works out to be an affordable system that they have used now for the WaveState native and for ModWave and so forth. And each one is different. This one here, because of their experience with the ARP 2600, when they went to model the monopoly, which is what this is based on, they were able to get into all the specifics of what makes the monopoly really cool, and make sure that this incorporated all that. So init, let's copy the init performance. So if you click in the OS of layer A, make sure that you it's far easier to see. When we were editing with the software version before this that we used to make the patches, it was not nearly as nicely refined as this. So this, now you can quickly see, and it's color coded, and the oscillators are even the colors that match. You know, if you have a B, it's a blue oscillator, so you really are, they didn't have that one. We kept, I can't tell you how many times I got confused when editing and would be editing on layer D and it's not making any difference. I'm like, why can't I hear any change? It's like, I'm on layer D. I got to go back to layer A. So now it's even more clear how it works. So real quick, I don't want to spend a lot of time. There's another video. There'll be a link in the video description to the original hardware video if you want to watch it. But just real quickly, check this out. So you have the ability to choose detune saws, and you can see you can control the amount of detune. Turn on oscillator 2. Let's have this be a wavetable. So let's turn off A for a second so we can hear. And let's go here and choose some sort of cool wavetable. Let's try something even more interesting than that. Let's see. Right? So if I wanted to, if I click this parameter over here, I could turn on an LFO as a generator. Let's use the pitch LFO, because I might not use that one. And then I have the ability to control the intensity. Yeah. And then down here you can see the LFOs, and here's the one for pitch, and it's going fairly fast. So, right? And that's only 2 os. And there's 2 more oscillators I could incorporate if I wanted to. Here's my filter. You click right here, and you have all these different types of filter types, including multi-filters, 2-pole, SEM based, as well as the mini, the poly, and this is the one from the monopoly. So It's very nice. Now, there's a whole bunch of different parameters for playing with. As you can see, much like you see in Pigments, you've got the LFOs, envelopes are right here. All the stuff for the, what are these? Oh, key tracking. So as you go up the keyboard, you can see where you are on the keyboard. You have your performance for your different sequencers and so forth. Oh, these are different. These are processed. Cool. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 are Marmar processors. And then here we go. So I want to show you real quickly the sequencer because they've like boosted this really cool. So let's bring down the filter. And if we go to sequencer, there's some steps you have to do to turn it on. You say use shape. And that way it clicks here to determine what shape you want. I'm gonna just say saw down. And as you can see, they're all looping. And so you can set them to just like this and like this. And I probably forgot on layer A synthesis to assign this. So I need to go up here and hit plus. And to the filter cutoff, let's say to generators, let's say step sequence A. Bring that up. And as you can see, everything's still cycling because I could have like different values. If I wanted to do that, you can have things looping at different amounts. So I could have this one looping like that while I had like different shapes at a whole different, let's just play around with the list. And if you want, you can right click and say copy and then say paste, paste. So this is repeating it for us while this is doing, let's have it do all 16. And if I wanted to, I could even go up here and have octaves. I gave them the suggestion because a lot of places in the editor you can use the mouse wheel to change parameters. Like if you're over here on the filter, you can go like this and you're changing even just small increments of the filter cutoff if you want to get exactly what you want. This is one page where they really need the mouse because right now it's scrolling because you have up to like 64 steps. So it's cool that it has that. You have this, you can click and drag to move. And for me, it's very sensitive for clicking. Look, I just barely move and it like cycles through this long list of all these different shapes, right? So I wish I had the mouse that I could just use the mouse wheel, but anyway, this is a super cool sequencer and there's 4 of these possible lanes that can be doing different values sent to different, I mean, it's a very, very fun synthesizer to play with. If you get over here, you've got noise, you've got a ring modulator you can play with, which has all sorts of things. The Xmod is incredibly cool. There's even drift and voice parameters for making it like have like old vintage vibe to it and stuff like that. We used all these different types of parameters through all the patches. It's really a fun synth. I need to make it so it has more than one patch to choose from, and then it will work. But anyway, I just want to let you know. This is now available. Did I mess up? I messed up. I hit cancel. You can't don't hit cancel. Or else you can't. I believe, yeah, layer C and layer D are here. They're not currently selected, but each one of these can even be on different MIDI channels. So you can have this plugin playing, and this hardware does this too. It can play 4 different patches that you set up on 4 different MIDI channels or split across the keyboard. Very, very powerful. The effects section is great and it has a nice interface. The effects that are per layer are here. And then there's a main effect page where you have reverb and a global EQ. There's not much here to be unhappy about. It's very, very powerful and it can be yours right now if you want it. So again, The hardware version is at 1.0.4 as of this video. The editor librarian that you want to download is 1.0.6. And in 1.0.6 in the menu, there'll be an option to get a code. You have to have the hardware connected to the computer for it to recognize the hardware, and then it will give you a code. It can't give you a code if you just run the software, otherwise everybody could get it, right? And then just go to the Korg.com website if you want to pick up this and you don't have hardware. And now you have the same engine that's in the hardware on your computer. Life is good, all right? Yay, enjoy, and we'll see you in another video soon, okay?